This is what most of the world isn't saying about Michael Saylor. This is going to be a positive note for him, all right? He just purchased 5,445 Bitcoin for $147 million. So there's a bunch of tweets saying this. Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy currently has $520 million of unrealized losses on his Bitcoin investment. Guys, you know, when I started buying Bitcoin late 2012, Bitcoin was pretty cheap, right? And then it proceeded to go to 1,100, I think $50. I sold my camera, my favorite camera back then on Craigslist, just to buy one Bitcoin. And then guess what? It proceeded to go down to 200, the high 100s after that. I think it was the 200s. But can you imagine if I did that publicly on Twitter nowadays? I would get so much crap for that. But how many people here would have loved to buy Bitcoin at just over $1,000? I think pretty much everyone. So all the naysayers out there, shut up. So I'm going to go over some stats now of what he's actually done. He's dollar cost averaging, which is very smart in my opinion. So here's some of the top buys that he's done. He's bought $1 billion at $52,000. He's bought $500 million at $37,000. He bought $177 million at $45,000, $242 million at $48,000. He bought $500 million at $59,000, $280 million at $45,000, $200 million at $30,000, $377 million at $28,000, $147 million at $27,000. So yes, for him, he might not be in the profit, but guess what? He's written this thing down. He rode Bitcoin down all the way to $15,000 and he still hasn't been liquidated, right? That's pretty incredible considering that how much he has actually bought. So in other words, he's either going to just lose all of his money if Bitcoin goes to zero, which it's not going to go to zero, guys. If you've been around this space for quite a while, you know this space isn't going to zero. And if not going to zero and it goes to all-time highs again and way beyond, he's going to be one of the richest people in the world. So you know what? That's a pretty good bet, right? And why is he doing this? Well, I saw an interview with Tucker Carlson a long time ago, I think about a year and a half ago or whatever. And he was talking about, you know, why he ended up getting into Bitcoin. It was because the Federal Reserve was printing so much currency. So let me go over a paragraph from Lynn Alden's Broken Money book that she just came out with. It's really interesting. So in 1913, when the Federal Reserve was created, there was $19.31 billion in broad money. At the end of 2022, there was $21.4 trillion, $21,400 billion, if you don't know, understand how much that is, in broad money, which is an increase of 1,118 times over, or the average of 6.6% a year compounded for 109 years. So what does that mean? They are going to print and print and print like you've never seen before. I know I say this over and over and over again, but I think some of you don't understand it because you guys are bearish on Bitcoin, guys. This is why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin. Bitcoin loves this stuff. It is going to save the day with monetary inflation. Speaking about monetary inflation, the US debt just reached $33.1 trillion. I almost said billion here, but check this out. This was in 5 days, $100 billion in 5 days they've printed. Remember how I've said time and time again, I think I'm one of the only people on Twitter saying this, or YouTube saying, they are going to print more currency this year alone than ever before. And we're seeing this play out right now. It is ramping up, guys. The US debt is increasing $100 billion per week. This equates to $720 of new debt per household per week. So after 1 year, the US government has has added $37,400 more of your share to the debt of the existing liability of $240,000. It's finished, guys. There's no fixing this, okay? Just letting you know there's no fixing this. So whether or not you like Bitcoin now, or not, you're gonna like it later. And you're gonna wish you had listened to me and bought. If you wanna see what we're doing with our crypto portfolio and Bitcoin, how much percentage of our portfolio consists of Bitcoin, check us down below for our CT Club. It's not for everybody, I get it, but if you wanna see my takes on this, been pretty spot on, check it out. I'll talk to you soon.